the previous session, we have discussed something like routing process, where we have applied some routing to our Angular application. In that application, we have added some components like footer, header, home and user. These are some of the components we have added, and also we have added some routing in the app-routing.module.ts file. But in this, once if you observe in the routing, we have added only the two components. That's why for those two components only we have added a routing. But if a user is enter the URL which is not exist, then to which component it should navigate. For that purpose, we are creating another component called not found component. Okay, let us see that how to create that another component. Okay, we are creating a component called ng space generate space component called not found. Not found is one of the component I am creating, where whenever a user will enter any type of a URL which does not exist the component, then it is navigating to not found component. For that purpose, we are creating a not found component. Okay, now it is added. Now here in not found component, yes, we are opening the HTML file. In this, just we are adding something h2. This is not found component page. This is which I am creating now. Okay, once after that, we are adding a routing for this component also in the app-routing.module.ts file. In that, we are specifying a routing in such a way: path */ because here we are specifying that any type of URL which a user enters, it is routing to the component called not found component. Found component, not found component. Okay, and not found component we are importing now. Import not found component from is a not found component which we are adding. Now whenever the user will enter any type of data, then automatically it is navigating to not found component. Now once save that, ng space serve, okay, open the browser. Yes, it is opening now. It is doing the compilation process. Local host :4200/. Okay, it is transmitting the data. Once if you have given, it is not going to that component. Now here we have some error. Once we can check out that. /home. Okay, it is executing. Okay, fine. Oh, okay, small change. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah. Now here not */ it is **. Yes, specify that. Okay, here in this. we have added the components. Now here we have created only one level of the component like header, footer, home. Okay, if you are creating a sub components to the component, then how? Let us create the sub components. Series space src series space user. Okay, inside the user we are adding the components like add user, ng space generate space component add user component. We are creating a add user component, and one more component we are creating, which is delete user component. These are the sub components in a user. Okay, open the add user with the add user component. Just we are adding some text here. Add user component. And same way we are creating one more delete user component. This is delete user component. Okay, like this we are creating the components which is delete user and add user. But when we are adding these components to the user, okay, these are the sub components to the user. At that time we are adding a children to the user component. Then how we can add a children to the component? Let us see in routing process. Open the app-routing.module.ts file. In that we are adding to the user component, so that where you can specify in such a way. In that we are adding a children colon. Okay, more than one children we are adding, so that we are adding the components. Okay, and this one more children we are adding. Yeah, first one is path colon. We are adding this user component for that. Control X, we are adding to here. Then one more children path colon add user component colon add user component. We are adding one more, which is delete user component. Delete user component. Like this we are adding the components called add user component and delete user component. Component, yeah, fine. Like this we are adding the children to the user component. Now we are adding the, like this, the children we are adding. Now once when you observe the execution, we are using function called ngserve. It's taking some time here. we are adding home component, and here we are using user page, and that add user should go to add user component. Same way, using delete user should go to the delete user component. Like this, we are adding a children to the component, which is child routing we are applying. But here we have one more. Whenever we are typing nothing, okay, whenever you are typing nothing here, automatically it is going to not found component, but it should not go to that not found component. I need to redirect to one particular page. At that time, we are adding one more routing here, which is path colon comma redirect to. We are redirecting to home and path match. Full. Now path match full. Now it is applied. Now whenever we are applying redirecting, automatically it is going to home page. If we are not adding anything, for example, if you are adding some URL, then automatically it is going to a new found component. But if you are not giving any URL, we are redirecting to the home component. In such a way, we can add a routing process to the Angular application. This is the way where we can add a routing process to the application for components as well as child components also. Okay, once we are added till now the components, now we want to add some designing to the header. Okay, for example, once if you observe in the header page, just we are displaying some text, but I want to give some designing to the header tab. But once when you want to add a design to the header tab, mostly we are using a bootstrap. For that, if you want to add some bootstrap to our application, we are using a website called Get Bootstrap. Get Bootstrap is one of the website where we want to add the bootstrap to our application. For that purpose, first we are downloading the bootstrap, where we are going to download option, compile CSS and JS, where you are applying. In a two ways we can apply the bootstrap. Either one is CDN, either by using a CDN, and one more is by using